Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the light heavyweight bout between Ryan Bader versus Corey Anderson. And how I see this fight right here is very nice matchup right here. You got the 32-year-old Corey Anderson versus the 38-year-old Ryan Bader. So you got Corey Anderson who's like right in his prime, still on up. Where I feel like Ryan Bader now is starting to hit the decline. Exiting his prime, probably exited prime around 36, 37, and now on the firmly on the decline. I'm not saying he's a bad fighter or this guy is over the hill now. He's not. He's not. But definitely I don't think he's improving at this point. I feel like he's more so declining at this point. Maybe not as far as skill wise. You know, he's getting older. Your body starts getting older. You start to break down. He's taking good care of it, but no matter how good you take care of your body, he's getting older. So 38, he's getting older, and not really seeing no real significant improvements. I feel like when he came to champ, that's when he was at his best. But and after a couple of those defenses, but now kind of on the decline. And that's no knock at Vadim Nemkov. I'm just saying in general, he's on the decline. Not because he would beat Nemkov in his prime. In his prime, I feel like Nemkov would beat him then too. But either way, I feel like he's on the decline now. And Corey Anderson, we're going to continue to see a better from him, and he's on a rise probably for like the next 1 to 3 years, maybe a little bit more. But he's on a rise right now. Then on top of that, he got a 1-inch height advantage, 6'3" versus 6'2". Then on top of that, he has a 6-inch reach advantage, 78 versus 72. So height advantage, reach advantage, and a youth advantage, and I feel like a speed advantage. I feel like Bader has more explosive movements. Like when he's explosive, he's faster, obviously. Like you're exploding a quick sprint, he's faster. But as far as just your base speed, like how you just throw your combinations when you doing those stuff like that, Corey Anderson's faster. I feel like he has faster hands. Maybe not faster feet. His feet kind of slow, but faster hands for sure. Faster movements. But Bader has an explosive speed. Like when he explodes, he's faster. But the thing with Bader is that he don't really throw very many combinations. He got a couple little combinations he throws. For the most part, it's just one and done type shot. Like he's like mash his takedown or his punch behind his takedown. So you expect the takedown to come with overhand or come with that weird looping overhand hook thing he throws. And that could be a concern because Corey Anderson does have a questionable chin. But I'm gonna lean to Corey Anderson. Like I said, I feel like the age is on his side, the reach is on his side, the length is on his side, height, reach, and age is on his side. I feel like speed is on his side. Like the Bader had that explosive speed. I feel like he has experience over him at the highest level. But ultimately, I feel like also they have trained together for a good period of time at one point. So they're going to know a little about each other than we who watching will know. Maybe only some people who train with them. And even then, both have changed since they trained together. Probably, what, like 5 years ago, maybe? I don't know. They trained even in between that, but they know each other. They're familiar with each other. So expect even more interesting with this matchup. But ultimately, again, I'm going to lean to Corey Anderson with this one. I feel like, yes, Bader has that explosiveness, but he is predictable. He is slowing down a bit. And Corey Anderson is speeding up a little bit. Now I feel like Corey Anderson will be able to draw out those big shots and big explosive moments from Bader. And also, like unlike the other guys, he's not going to be as worried about his wrestling because he already trained with him before, and plus he's a high level wrestler himself. Bader probably is a better wrestler than him, probably the better MMA wrestler than him. But I feel like Corey Anderson is good enough to neutralize it. And I feel like with his striking advantage, I feel like technically he's the more technical striker. Bader's the harder hitter. He's the harder hitter. He has heavier hands. He's more explosive in those 1 or 2 shots. But it's hard, like I said, when you throw in combination, 1 shot, 2 shot, 3, 4 shots, to chain them together, just like the light show, like a jab and stuff. We doing like I said, 4-piece combinations. Corey Anderson's faster and he'll throw those weirds. Like I said, Bader at most probably will throw a 3-punch combination, 3-punch, 3-kick combination. Whereas Corey Anderson would throw he could sometimes throw like 6-punch combination, 6-strike combination. Like Corey Anderson will mix it up and he will let his hands go. In a 5-round fight, Corey Anderson does have the better cardio. He does have the better pace. We haven't really seen Bader tired, but Corey Anderson's pace is higher than Bader's pace. And like I said, his combinations are better. His technique with striking is better. But again, Bader does have that power. He is explosive. That's the thing. And unlike Phil Davis, he's not going to throw those 1 or 2 awkward strikes. He's going to actually chain them together. And I feel like he'd be able to use that length, use that reach to stick the jab on Bader, draw out the counters of Bader, and like crack him back for make him pay for it. And I feel like this be a hard fought fight, but I feel like the pace, even though Bader can push a high pace for a good round, he can't push it to the degree that Corey Anderson can push it, especially as he ages now. Corey Anderson pace will come through even more. His youth will come through even more, and that will shine. Like, so that length, that technique, that speed, that versatility will shine through, especially the rounds go. Like early on, it's gonna be timid because you gotta worry about that speed and power from Bader. Now I'm not saying that Bader loses that as the fight goes on, but it will become more predictable once you start to, everybody, no matter how good your cardio, you start to slow down as the fight goes on, especially if you're in a hardcore fight, not just a case where you get an easy takedown every single round. You can just ride that out and lay on somebody. Another thing, somebody, oh, he wrestled heavyweights, but Matt Mitrione has horrendously mediocre wrestling. You could give him a flyweight, they will pin this man to the ground. Matt Mitrione's wrestling is horrendous. Chicago has pretty terrible wrestling defense. It got better, but still ain't among the best. Still one of his weakest. Matter of fact, it is his weakest area. So Bader obviously being the best wrestler that out of those guys fought, he was going to dominate him. So I don't really factor in when Corey Anderson level wrestling is pretty much comparable to Bader, strength wise and explosiveness and all that stuff. Athleticism wise, it ain't where Bader, he ain't on Bader's level, but technique wise, he can definitely compete and match Bader, I feel, in the wrestling. So I don't know if that's even a good statement to say, oh, because he wrestled these heavyweights. Those heavyweights that he did wrestle were probably the worst example to say, oh, he wrestled heavyweights. But yeah, again, I just feel like Corey Anderson will be the more fluid striker. We'd push the higher pace, maintain the higher pace, be more versatile, land, throw more strikes, with more variety, be less predictable, let his hands go, take Bader deep. That sounds pretty questionable. And then really just grind out decisions. I think when he starts to find success with his striking, now I think he starts to find his own takedowns and score against Bader. I don't think he's gonna get no great control time, but it's gonna be icing on the rounds, probably like around that third, fourth round, probably get like at least a 1 or 2 takedowns kind of at the end of the round to steal it in a very competitive fight. But I think in those 4th and 5th round will definitely be Corey Anderson. I think it will be clear after the 5 rounds that Corey Anderson has won and will get his hand raised. So in this fight, I have Corey Anderson via decision.